Luna has to sneeze real bad. She can't sneeze. I'm trying to tickle her nose to make her sneeze. Is it working?
Almost.
Try to think sneezy thoughts. Think sneezy thoughts, Luna. Imagine a big bowl of black pepper.
Of my nose. I cannot sneeze.
Imagine there's a big bowl of black pepper right in front of your nose. You're breathing in all that black pepper. Imagine there's a bunch of cat fur all over your nose.
You just make it worse.
Why can't you sneeze?
Hi, everybody.
Luna's gonna have like the verge of a sneeze stream.
Exactly.
What are you doing? That's why.
I'm sorry.
Luna's everyone's favorite
Echo?
e-girl.
There's an echo?
What would be causing an echo?
Oh.
How could there possibly be an echo?
Huh.
Oh, maybe what?
I
can't imagine what would be causing an echo.
Check. 1, 2, 3, check.
I have echo cancellation on even. What if I turn that off? Check 1.
Check.
Does that fix anything?
Fix it? No.
I cannot imagine
1,
what
2,
would be
3.
causing.
Yo, wait.
They're saying there's nothing wrong.
So we just got trolled.
I think we
by
got trolled.
somebody.
Okay. Anyway,
Hi,
I'm gonna leave. Nice to see everybody. I was just here to try to make Luna sneeze, but I failed, so I shall now leave in shame. And Smokey, you're on thin ice, Buster. I'm keeping my eye on you, Smokey.
Oh, what can I say? Achoo! I mean, don't even try to tell me to sneeze. It's just right on the top of my nose, and it is very annoying. Now there's background noise.
No, well, I turned off the echo cancellation.
Yeah.
Turn it back on.
Okay, go to setting, right?
And Smokey, this is all. Everyone shames Smokey. Smokey gets 5 minutes of shame.
Okay, we are traveling, and we are in a hotel room. So this is why in Hoi An, this is why we have all the shit. I mean, I like this kind of.
Do you want your font size a little bigger so you can lean back and still see the chat?
Yes, I do. Thank you so much.
Is that good?
That's good. Yes. Okay, everybody. Today I'm going to talk about. Bye. Bring me some water.
I will.
Okay.
It might be a while. Is that okay?
Okay, that's fine.
I don't know where the nearest water places. So.
I think if you turn right, turn left, that corner they have there's a market and lots of stuff like that. Turn left. Okay, today I want to talk about women's rights, women's union, abortion, and I also will answer all of your questions in the chat. Okay. And today's streams are gonna just mostly relax, answer the question, and in the meantime, I will talk about because there's a news about the new abortion law in the USA that might be approved, and this is something that I want to talk about because as a woman, this is a big important thing in Vietnam, and I want to talk more about this because it's okay I'm going to be straight with you. I'm pro-choice. Means that I want the women to decide that we're going to have children or not. This is our decision and we will decide that. Okay, because knowing about the abortion law in the USA right now, it is really fucked up because they don't think about women at all. They say that they're pro-life, but they're very selfish in the sense that they don't ask for the women. They don't ask us. if we want it or not, if we can carry it or not. Because having a baby is not just like a tree that have grow a new branch or have fruit. Having a baby is a huge change in our bodies, and it might cause death.
Me provide. Me provide. Water.
Yeah, they brought birth and anti-woman rights. It's exactly like that. I'm talking about like those people who claim to grow life. They don't care about us because they don't ask if we want that or not.
Yeah.
Because like as I said, like having a baby and giving birth is not just like a tree growing new branch or have fruits. It's like a huge change in my body. And we have a saying in Vietnamese, we say that like cửa đẻ cửa mạ, means that like when you give birth, it is one step to the grave, to your own grave. This is how dangerous it is for women to have a baby. It's like, so it is our body, and it needs to be our decision for that. And
It's also always noteworthy that they care about birth, but they don't actually care about the kids after they're born. It's
exactly,
always the same people who don't want to have like school lunch or welfare or anything for kids.
like no healthcare, education system sucks, houselessness still there, and they want to have more
It's like
babies.
as soon as you're born, they don't give a shit about you. It's very weird.
And then they just, a lot of people just say like just give them to like adoption or like orphanage. Like no, that actually very bad for children, because God knows what kind of families they're gonna be in. And the orphanage, they always lack of a finance situation. They also have a trouble with that. I know that's in Vietnam. Then it's really unfair. I want to have some water. Can you throw this water away for me and bring back the
Yes,
cup?
me provide. For woman.
Especially how bad our foster care system is. Yes, I'm gonna go deep into this topic today, and I hope that you, if
We have strength
yeah,
for everyone.
có sức khỏe là có tất cả. Means that once you have wealth, health, you have everything.
I was pretty close. All right, I'm gonna go look for your mask now. And Alex, I
Open this
will
one,
message you
please.
ASAP and figure out what's going on with everything. Luna, what's with me serving you today?
Okay, stop. Thank you.
I thought we had gender equality, but apparently
Foster care children
I need to
have
start struggling for.
often been victims of abuse in foster care homes.
Oh, that's a big problem, yeah, in the
It
USA.
is a big problem.
I used to know a lot of kids that were foster kids or had, a massive problem. Okay, I'm gonna go look for your mask now.
Bye. Thank you. Now, abortion. In Vietnam, I'm talking about official law in Vietnam now. In Vietnam, abortion is legal. And according to the law, women, the decision of abortion is totally depends on the mother. There are only two situations where we ban abortion. First situation.
Wait, I want to mention one more thing before I go. I'm sorry. They don't even want to give women health care.
Oh,
And
yes.
it's extremely expensive to have babies in the USA. So it's like
You don't give us health care. We don't have a maternity leave.
they don't
and
even have
then-
maternity leave in the USA. You're right.
And then you force us to have babies. Like the fuck? Okay, back to Vietnam story. There are only two situations where we ban abortion in Vietnam. First, it is children who are over 22 weeks old, like the pregnancy is over 22 weeks old, means that 5 months and a half. It's too big to be abortion. That's going to be dangerous to the mother too. That's why we don't allow that. The second situation is that we take the abortion based on the children's genders, and that's it. Okay, so it is a thing in Vietnam, like neo-Confucianism, and we like patriarchism too, when we want boys more than girls, something like that. So lots of family, when they had girls, they abort the girls and the next time try to have boys. We forbid that. We No, we do not allow that. And now that is the second situation where we don't allow abortion. If the pregnancy is you're healthy and the children is healthy, you only the reason why you abort it because you want a different gender, and that is what we ban. That's it. So back to the abortion in the USA. I really don't get it. What's wrong with those people? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with that country that you are making abortion illegal? Like, it is true story, and I talk about that many times already. That was a 10-year-old girl who was raped, and she got pregnant. Now let me ask you, what will you do in that situation? I want to ask pro-life people that question. What would they do if a 10-year-old girl was raped by her own uncle and she got pregnant? What the fuck she gonna do with that? Are you telling me that that baby girl should have the baby when she was fucking 10, when like probably would lead to her death? I'm speechless. Like, it's painful. It's really painful to me. Like those, the thing that I hate the most is those people. They pro-life people. They act like they're so good. They're the good force of the world and they want to protect life. No, you're fucking not. You're not. You're literally putting the mother into poverty, very severe healthcare problem. You're putting that children into like future abuse. Yes, Myanmar's in the chat. They're saying like the government is maybe the reason why they ban abortion is that like because the USA is facing the population crisis. Means that you're having less and less children every year, and that is a big problem. The economy. That is why they now ban abortion. If that's true, it is really ding dong. No, really dumb decision. Because the reason why you're having less and less kids over there is not because you can't abort. It is because houselessness, healthcare system, housing problem, education, and the economy is collapsing because your country suck at COVID-19. That is why your people do not want to have children, because you cannot secure a good future for your children. So like you can't even like you can't even pay your rent this month. How the hell do you want to have a kid? And also, you don't have a maternity leave. You don't have paternity leave. You don't have a salaries while you pregnant and you give birth. Of course, you don't want kids. Having kids is extremely expensive in the US. It is not you're like free to abort. God damn it! In a society where you have free healthcare, good education, like low living cost, and then once you're pregnant and you need to give birth, you have at least 6 months maternity leave with basic salary and some allowance too. And the father also has maternity. Of course, you will want to have kids. That's obvious. So the US is a situation where when you only have a hammer, every single problem looks like a nail. They don't go deep into the core reason why the society is like this. They don't. They only can think about, again, it's idealism. They don't go deep dive into society. Ask people, why do you not want to have kids? What's the problem that you're facing with? No, you just assume that a bunch of people in the high level, the State Department, they just assume things like, people, so they just look at two numbers, like children's are being born less and less every year, and then like, the abortion number is very high, maybe those have something with each other, so they ban abortion with the hope that the population will raise up. No, yeah, exactly, like they treat symptoms like not disease. Exactly. I don't know what are we gonna do. And a lot of people still think that this system is still reformable, or we can still work within the system. I mean, in the sense, if the system is still somehow functioning, you somehow, the working class still somehow like benefit from it. Yeah, that's somehow we can still work with it. But like the system now, what are you talking about? How the can't. That is why Vietnam, we have maternity leave 6 months. During that time, I said about in my workers union video. If you want to check that out more in detail. In Vietnam, we have a 6 months maternity leave. In that 6 months, the mother will have minimum wage for 6 months, and also one-time allowance to have kids. And the father will also have paternity leave from 1 week to 2 weeks, so he can stay home and help his wife and the newborn children. Yeah, and like the woman, when she was working in a company or something like that, when she found out she was pregnant, if she found out she like pregnant, the company cannot fire her because of that. Nope, the law protects women that we cannot be fired if we are pregnant during that pregnancy time, like that. And yes, ma'am, you're right that if the USA really pass that law and make abortion become illegal, that's gonna be, you know what I expect? The abortion rate will not go down. I assure you that. This will happen. Women will abort illegally, secretly. And there's gonna be way more death and bigger problem. Because sexual harassment, sexual abuse. And all the way to protect women from getting pregnant is becoming more and more expensive. And because of the education system, they don't know how to protect themselves. And once they pregnant, and it is illegal to abort, they're gonna do everything by themselves, like illegally by medicine, chemicals, and ask people illegally, mafia to do that for them. Now that's gonna cause a huge social problem where literally the black market, the price of those things are gonna be way high up, and lots more and more are gonna die because of that. And the government now cannot control all of that. They can't. Just like they make drugs like illegal, drugs illegal. Did they really stop drugs in the USA? No, it just makes things worse. It just makes it's like more dangerous for people to obtain drugs. This illegalizing abortion is not the solution. It's just gonna make things worse, and a lot of people is gonna travel out of the country to other countries that abortion is still legal to have an abortion. Yeah, for sure. I mean, illegalizing stuff is not a problem when definitely it's not the disease, it's just a symptom of society. Vietnam is also preparing for the same thing to happen, because the same thing happened in South Korea and especially Japan right now, that the birth rate is extremely low. Extremely low. Just look at the birth rate of like Japan. It's awful. Vietnam is very afraid of that too. That is why instead of illegalizing abortion, we're trying so hard to give like better working conditions for our workers, especially women. I hope that will work more in the future, because if they don't do that, Vietnam would go through the same path with South Korea, Japan, and USA, and in the West too. The same. For example, I remember that they were talking about like housing. Housing is a very big issue right now in Vietnam, mostly because of our real estate bubble. This bubble happened in around 2010s, when Vietnam we rearranged our currency flow, our money flow, and the capitalists took that as a chance to make real estate bubble. That was why from 2010 even to this day now, is the housing price, the real estate price in Vietnam is really insane. In the sense like you just buy a land and then wait for a few months and you sell that land without doing anything on it, and the price like 50% up. It's like that. It's really, really bad, and then it's becoming harder and harder for Vietnamese citizen, workers, to have a land and have a house right now because of that. And I can tell that the national government is working on this, and I hope that they will find a solution very soon. We're still like brainstorming. As I say, like Vietnam is not perfect. We have our own problem, and if we don't fix it soon enough, it's gonna be like a huge, like affection on our freaking country. Like a lot of people now, they are having kids. A family only have like 1 to 2 kids the most, and they waited for a longer time to have kids. So before that, we usually have kids at like our 20s, but nowadays in Vietnam, we mostly have our kids at our 30s. Only after we can have our own house, because it is harder and it takes longer time and more money to have a house in Vietnam. Lots of people, including me, I don't want to have a kids yet, because I don't have a house yet. So I don't want, lots of do not want to have kids when we still rent our house and everything is so expensive, and I don't know how long. And having kids is, yes, expensive. Okay. And if we have a kids right now, we'll have to take the money that we spend on the future house to raise the kid. And lots of people do not want that. Same. So we're having the fucking same problem, and we're trying to fix it. It's hard. I mean, running a whole society is not easy. Hey Luna, in Vietnam, is the cost of housing tied to income? Let me see. Let me tell you this. If you rent a house in Vietnam, usually Vietnamese people will spend about like 30%. Could be lower, could be higher. Generally speaking, we spend about 30% of our income on our housing, like for rent. Okay. In the meantime, we spend like the rest of it for other expense and also some saving, so we can buy a house in the future. Yes. And usually we only buy house, generally speaking, of course, like if you're rich or like family is rich, usually like a single person can also purchase a house or a land. That kind of not very common in Vietnam, but usually we will buy a house after we got married. I mean that like the husband and wife with the help from the two families will join together and try to buy, like for example, like an apartment in the city that we are working in. So for example, my friend, she got married in 2015, and in 2017 and 18 she bought her first house, an apartment in Hanoi. So the thing is that like at that time the house cost about like $85,000 for an apartment, 3 bedrooms in Hanoi, our capital city. $85,000. At the time, her and her husband both together had about $30,000, and then they got another $30,000 from the both sides of the family, something that they borrowed from family like that. So total they have a $60,000, and then they use that $60,000 to buy the apartment in Hanoi, and then for the rest of the money they would also accept in the ways that like the owner of the old owner of the apartment will also like agree to take that $60,000 and then change the name, like take their name out of the red book and put the new family name out. And then my family did that. She like persuade the old owner to like, okay, for now I just have $60,000, just take it and then change my name in it. And then after that, she then gave that red book to the bank, and the bank take it and gave them loan, and they would give the loan back to the old owner, so that they paid everything at once like that. And then she's now still paying some interest and some loan every month. But it is generally speaking how Vietnamese have like workers have our own house after getting married like that. Okay. And it's getting harder and harder, and the housing price is more and more expensive. It's a big problem, and I do hope that the government of Vietnam will do something to break this real estate bubble. I'm checking the chat right now. Oh, where did evangelism come from? I guess I have to wait for the chat because I do not know about this. Yeah, nothing. I don't know. Are there sweatshops in Vietnam? We're talking about Nike factory. Because there's a lot of people saying like, oh, Vietnam now become the sweatshop for the capitalist country. Now I gotta say this is true, that there are some illegal sweatshops in Vietnam. Yes, because people are like that everywhere. Those asshole fucking filthy capitalists, they would open their own sweatshop somewhere in Vietnam to exploit workers and even children. That is totally illegal. And if the government found out, they're gonna be completely shut down. But whenever factories like Samsung factories in Vietnam, Nike factory in Vietnam, and other stuff like that, they all unionized. And you want to know more about that, go check out my workers union in Vietnam. Then those are, it is in the law, by the law, that all the factories, all the business in Vietnam that have more than 5 workers who want to have workers union, they must form a workers union. And then after that, they will be protected by the local workers union, and then protected by the whole national federation of workers labor union like that. But yes, it is a fact that there are still some fucked up assholes who have illegal sweatshops in Vietnam, and whenever we know about it, we go crack it down. Yeah. Again, Vietnam is not a perfect society. We are not utopia. We still have the same problem with many other countries in the world, and we're just trying so hard to make things better and to survive in this capitalist hell world. And yes, yes, you're right, Memo. I forgot about this. In the 90s, we did have that. But I mean, like, it was a tough time for Vietnam. It was like a short term like decision. So we can have, we can have like FDI, foreign, like the FDI, the foreign investment money into Vietnam, something like that. Foreign direct investment, yes. But now it doesn't happen anymore, I think. Yes, socialism is not a utopia. It's a constant struggle against capitalism. Exactly. And I just hope that lots of people, especially in the West, understand about this more. Socialism doesn't mean that it is a perfect society that has no problem whatsoever. Socialism is just a transitional period of a society trying to move away from capitalism and strive towards something better for the working class. It is communism, or like communism, socialism, communism, like that. It is a constant struggle of trying to fix the problem in our society. And believe it or not, running a society with like nearly 100 million people is not that easy. We have tons of problems. Vietnam is market socialist in the cities, and and socialist in the village, so you can own land still. I mean, the idea of land ownership in Vietnam is very different from the West. So I don't disagree with you. I just want to clarify that we have like collective land ownership in Vietnam, means that it's written in the law that all the land in Vietnam are collectively owned by the Vietnamese people, and what we can achieve is the land usage certificate. Yeah, the usage certificate of land in Vietnam, and we have many other types of land too. We have, for example, I can tell you that land for forest, okay, means that the land for forest we can give it that usage permission to some individual, but they have to maintain that forest, grow trees that is good for that forest according to the advice from the government. You cannot just do whatever you want on that forest land. You can use it to grow like forest, and then you can make some income out of it, but generally speaking you cannot just like build a house on that or like sell it into capitalists and to build like a factory. That no, you can't. It's a forest, and it is a forest land, so it's for growing forest. The second kind is a farming land. Like I am owning a piece of rice farm in my hometown, 500 square meter. That land is for farming only. Okay, you cannot, as I said, you cannot build a house there, or you cannot even put an animal farm on the rice farm. No, you can't. You have, if you want to change the purpose of using the land that the government gave you for free, you don't have to pay any tax. You have to go and ask for the permission from the local government. The local government then take that bladder of us and then calculate like is it okay to change the purpose of using the land will affect our environment, something like that. And then we can only change the purpose if we got the permission from the local government. The third kind of land is also one of the most expensive kind of land, is the land for housing. And we give that to people very like with like big limitation. Means that like usually in the land in the city, the most expensive kind of land in city are mostly you have the right to build house on it. That is why it's the most expensive. The land in the rural area, usually like we have a huge piece of farmland. Inside that huge piece you have like a few hundred square meter to build a house, and then you must build a house on that. The rest of it you must follow the law, growing farm, garden, or forest on it. So like we control the land for housing very strictly in Vietnam, and it's really hard to apply to operate your land like that. It is a way to protect, it is mostly the way to protect the signs of our forest and our farming, to make sure that our environment is secure and to make sure that the food security in Vietnam is safe. Like we still have enough farmland to do farms so you can go grow food out of it. And another important law you need to know is that capitalist business cannot own farmland or forest land. The only thing that they can own is, I guess, for housing, and it's very limited. Yes, and for business to have, for example, I give you an example. Vinamilk is one of the biggest milk company in Vietnam, partially owned by the state. Once you're like a milk company like that, you must have a huge farmland growing grass and cows to make milk for your factory, right? And what they're gonna do when the law stated that business corporations cannot own any land in Vietnam, farmland in Vietnam can't. So this is what they do. Vinamilk company, they had to go and talk to farmers. For example, there was a farmer in the central Vietnam, in the province central Vietnam. They have great, everything environment for cows and grass like that. So those company, they went to meet those farmers, trying to talk and persuade them to grow grass for cows and to raise cows for the company. And the company promised that they will buy the milk from those cows and turn that into a raw material for the milk company. Only if the farmers agreed. And then with the milk company, they gave farmers like advice, modern tools, all the technology, technique stuff, to literally they had to prepare everything for the farmers to be ready to raise cows and grass for them. And after that, they had to buy the milk back from those farmers that agree. And then that's how they have milk raw material to make milk to sell in Vietnam. The second thing is that like farmers, that every single Vietnamese who was born in rural area will be distributed a free piece of rice farm or any kind of farm available in that area. As me, I have a free piece of rice farm. And I am also a member of my mom is now having managing my aunt now took over from my mom. My aunt is helping me managing all of those that, and she took everything. I don't take everything from. She just helped me take care of that land, and she take everything from that land that she want. Yeah, it's so like it's just family like stuff like that. They part of the agriculture cooperative in my hometown, and they join together whenever like the local government want to help them with the seeds or fertilizers or advices or the farming tools such as big tractors. They got help from the local government too. That's how things work in Vietnam. How is the crime rate in Vietnam? Let me Google it real quick because generally speaking it's pretty low, but let's see. Crime rate. Okay. This is according to our Ministry of National Security. Let me read it for you real quick. No, I don't need translation. Yeah, damn it. No, I don't want to. Vietnamese. Okay. We have the numbers. Oh. Wow. Amazing. Okay, so can I share the screen with you? Let me see. Share screen. Chrome tab, right? This one, right? All right, let me share this. Oh, this is the official statistics coming from the Ministry of National Security of Vietnam. This is about what did you call it? The economic like management, something like that. Wow, if we got like nearly like 40% down 2021 compared to 2022, mostly down. This is about like food security, environment protection, something like that. Also down to 60, nearly 66% down. That's down. Okay. This is like only like about like heavy drugs here. Heavy drugs about 2% more last year than 2020, and this is like amount of types of crimes in Vietnam that like the color is so hard to detect. I gotta say, I guess it's like murdering. Orange is like gambling. 14% gambling. Okay, this is like the purple is like robbery. Rape is 1.9%. Red is intentionally hurt other people like that. And this kind of blue is like stealing, I guess. Yeah. Biggest is like thieves, house thieves or something, thief. So yeah, mostly it. I mean, this is about the trật tự xã hội. 2021. Let me look more about this on this. Let's see. But generally speaking, our crime rate in 2021 is way lower than 2022, than 2020. Generally speaking. What is this? Oh, this is just pictures. Free EJ. He's not even home. What are you talking about? He's taking a walk. Oh my gosh. This is the 12-year-old Brandon kid who was being raped since 6. Oh gosh. They exposed her identity. Yeesh. Man. This is the shit. That's so disgusting. Like, are they forcing that 12-year-old kid to have another kid and then throw that kid into like orphanage or like foster home or what? Because absolutely, like, her cannot take care of her own kids. And what if like her family is so freaking poor that they cannot take care of their grandchild too? What's gonna happen? God damn it. Again, back to the abortion shit. But can you really trust these values from the government? This is a very common question that I have to answer. I gotta say that yes, I do trust these numbers. Do you know why? Because the rate that Vietnamese people trust our government is extremely high compared to the US, compared to imperial court. You know why? You know why? Because our people trust our government more than your people trust your own government. Oh, I'm sorry, because this government is a dictatorship of the proletariat, and over there is a dictatorship of the bourgeoisie. And Vietnam literally had our own revolution, and we won against colonialism, imperialism, and we built our society to this day. That is why we chose our government, because we literally did overthrow the government that we didn't like. And Vietnamese people, according to our own tradition, our own history, we would be the first to overthrow the government that we do not like, as we did many times in the history. Okay, not like in the U.S. or not in the U.S., just in the imperial court. You are oppressed, submissive to the bourgeois state of you. That is why you don't trust your own government, because, dude, your proletariat have no power. You have not successfully overthrown your government yet. That is why you don't trust the government. So, and lots of you don't understand that. You forgot that we literally had a revolution, and we won against so many wars, so we can be in peace to this day. That is why 85% of Vietnamese people approve the government of Vietnam today, according to the barometer survey by Taiwanese university this last year or something like that. And lots of people like expect, because like another like this thing, like, because you were born in a society where your people do not trust the government, your own government. That is why you think that the whole world is like that, and it's understandable, but I hope that you understand that the situation in Vietnam is totally different. Okay. And yeah, we have, of course, like, the government of Vietnam is not perfect. Corruption, god damn it, bureaucracy, you kidding me? But generally speaking, Vietnamese people, we trust our government way more than you trust your own government. And that's it. At least Vietnam is not talking about funding the police more, or we don't whine about how our crime rate is so high, that's why we need more police. No, we're not talking about that. No, we don't. It's fine. And literally, I mean, if you watch my traveling videos when I shoot on the streets, I hope you understand. Or if you can go to Vietnam, travel Vietnam to understand. It's this. In Vietnam, it is very rare to see a cop on the street, except maybe traffic cops. Sometimes I'm living in a city, in Da Nang City, and I barely see any cops. Not even traffic cops in Vietnam. And traffic cops in Vietnam, we don't do patrol. We don't. We just like stand there. Usually stand there on the street with the red lines, and like if you like pass the red line without stopping, the cop will stop you. Yeah, that's true because you clearly broke the law. Yes, but we don't do patrol here. Or maybe the only one city that I see cops do patrol is Ho Chi Minh City. Coincidentally, the most capitalist city in Vietnam that I did see cops like on motorbikes, sometimes cars, very rare, but mostly motorbikes, driving around. And if you go too fast or break any law, you're gonna be stopped. But like that's happening like Ho Chi Minh City, the city of 10 million people. In Vietnam, in other cities, way less. Yeah, it's like that. We are not funding the police more in Vietnam, at least. And we also are not locking up immigrants in cages. Okay. How is our free press? You know what the biggest problem that we're having right now? That our press is too free. That they are literally spreading misinformation and disinformation about my country freely. I'm fucking annoying. If you want to know, lots of people, especially white journalists, Vietnam expert, they cry so hard about there's no freedom of speech in Vietnam, no free press in Vietnam, while literally they're living in Vietnam, writing for a reactionary right-wing newspaper about Vietnam, literally talk shit about Vietnam every single day on their own articles, on their own newspaper, and on their own Twitter accounts, and receive no punishment whatsoever. Those people are the loudest one, like no freedom of speech in Vietnam. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? If there's truly no freedom of speech in Vietnam, what are you doing here? Like, just shit. I can name you a bunch of names like Mike Tatarsky. He's the chief of editor of the Saigoneer, literally a tabloid newspaper based in Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam that literally mostly just write a shitty article about like the feedback or review about restaurant in Vietnam, and he's extremely reactionary right winger. He's living in Ho Chi Minh City freely, making shit tons of money and crying about there's no freedom of press in Vietnam. That is a fucking bullshit. And literally, I'm living here in Vietnam, live streaming from my own fucking country, and I'm talking shit on my country a lot. The government, like bureaucracy, corruption, what do you call it? Pollution, air pollution, environment problem, and the housing problem is so high. I talk about domestic violence and how like the workers even have strikes a lot because the capitalists like mistreat them. Yeah, we have a shit ton of problem. I'm still free here. God damn it. And it's only like, CIA talking points saying that we don't have freedom of press. Or usually those a bunch of like Nazi, sympathizer, fascist sympathizer, right-wing journalists cry out loud about it. While literally living in Vietnam, making a profit out of our own people and then lie about our own country. Is Vietnam welcoming foreign immigrants? Of course. We're not ethno state. Just come here and book a flight or a round trip here, round ticket here. Go enjoy in Vietnam, and if you think you can start a life here, start a life here. You're welcome. The only main thing that you need to follow is that you don't break any law. For example, you don't don't be scared. I said don't break our law. God damn it! What I meant was that do not smuggle drug in and out of Vietnam. Of course, that's illegal every freaking where. Or don't come here to abuse our children and our women. Okay, it's talking about that. And don't go here to exploit our people. Don't go here to be racist, asshole. That disrespectful to our people and our culture. And that's it. Just be nice, be kind, and start a life here. You're welcome. EJ is living here. Yes. How safe is for Chiang boy you there? Safe. Just you're safe. Don't worry. The worst thing that you might receive in Vietnam, being a member of LGBTQ plus. I am a member of LGBT+. The worst thing you might do in receive in Vietnam is people staring at you on the street. And they stare at you mostly because you're not Vietnamese. Not because you're queer. Okay? Of course, you do not go around in the middle of nowhere or in the super a dark place in the city into the middle of the night, 2 a.m., you would be robbed. That is me, just as any other Vietnamese who accidentally walk out on the street alone in the middle of the night like that. Not just because you're queer or not. So just don't go out at night in the middle of nowhere alone. That's it. And you could be robbed everywhere in the world if you do the same thing. So it's not just a Vietnamese thing, okay? Exactly. Take it as a compliment, okay? Oh, you should check out this interview. Let me look for it for you. This is an interview of a YouTuber interview a black woman moved to Vietnam and lived for a few years, and she's interview her about how free do they feel in Vietnam, and I really want you to check this out. Black in Vietnam, I think. Here, this is it. This is really awesome. I think that I can watch this, right? This is a YouTube video. Let me share this to you. Yeah, this is an interview of that. Let me stop it first. I'll make sure that I am sharing my audio too. Yeah, okay. Good. Give me a second. I will show you a few seconds of this interview of a black woman now living in Ho Chi Minh City with her kids. I'm going to mute myself so we don't have to hear.
Freedom out here, real deal freedom.
Oh, wow.
Moving out of the States with my kids was the best decision
Wow.
I have ever made, hands down.
Wow.
Hands down, no contest. On average, 3 to 4 comedy shows a week. And I have a list of probably 30 musicians and DJs and talents of all kinds.
Did you get it?
Did
you get it?
I did, but I yelled at her and I was real mad. And I just feel like sometimes they be messing with us. Like,
So like,
I mean, what else? To be fair, the language is really hard, and no matter how much we try, it's very, very hard to become fluent. But I feel like I should get a little bit of credit. Like, help me out, sugarcane lady. Just give me my juice, man.
Because the kids right here with you.
Okay, so I just give you like a quick review to that video, that interview that you should check out. And this is a real a real life experience, a live experience. A black woman with her kids decided to move to Vietnam, and how she experienced the true freedom here in the country, in the non-white country, outside the earth, instead of like America, the country that she was born with. So yeah, please check it out. Please check it out. You're asking about, I really don't understand this. Huh? I would try to explain this like simply for you. The law, Vietnamese people collectively own our own land. Like, we believe in the collective ownership of land, but we still have like for house, we need to have the usage license of the land. Means that you prove that I have the right to live or farm or work on this specific piece of land. And when you buy land, quote unquote, it means that you purchase that right, because the land still belongs to the whole thing, but you purchase the usage permission on that specific piece of land. Okay, so when we rent land, means that like somebody bought the usage permission on that specific piece of land, and then they build a house there, and then they rent that house to other people. Like me, I'm renting my house. I am paying the rent to the guy that own the usage license on that land. Yeah, and this is it. This is it. So usually like the housing land, the land that you can build your house on, we don't have a limitation on how long that usage permission lasts. It depends on the government, though, like if the government have any plan to build something big on the land, then after that the government have to persuade us to sell that land to the government equal price to the market price. Okay, we or like natural disaster, we have to move something, that the government will help us with that too. The other kind of lands, such forest land, farming land, agricultural land, we have limitation on that, and usually lasts for 50 years, from 20 to 50 years, depends on what kind of land. Like my rice farm, my permission to farm on that land only lasts for 20 years. Okay, so it means that every 20 years, I just got the land. I got my land in 1992 when it was 1 year old. So in 2020, something like that, like around last year or something like that, my mom helped me, to ask for another 20 years of that farming land, and then the government just approve it. No, I have to don't have to pay any tax. But like it means like the farmland, the forest land, we have the very specific limitation on that. And after the expiration date, you need to go to the government, write down that, hey, I still want to work on this land. Can you please approve it for me? Yeah, so then the government will issue me a new land permission so you can farm on that too. It works like that. How is the relationship of Vietnam with African countries since their independence? Algeria, Angola, Mozambique. Could you make a video about that? I can make a video about that. Yes, but generally speaking, we have a good friendship with many other countries in the West, especially African countries, and we also doing a lot of we know that a lot of African countries having trouble with like food security, and I'm giving you two piece of information. This is what, right? No. Give me a second. This is one of the very big YouTuber in Vietnam. He's living in, I think, Angola. I could be wrong, but I think Angola. And what he do is that like he teaches Quang Linh vlog here. He teaches African people farming, and he also build like schools and farm and houses for people there, and he received a lot of help from both the people of Vietnam and the government of Vietnam too. Here, like he's also like gave a lot of rice and other food to Vietnam. Like just go check his channel out. He's just like he's like a normal Vietnamese dude. He went to Africa to work or something like that, and after a few years he earned some money, and he used that money to do like charity and try to connect African people with the government of Vietnam and try to help them. And yes, then we taught them, like he taught them how to grow rice, vegetable, cook food, and gave them rice whenever like hard time, like have like build houses, schools for people over there too. So yeah, that's a big. Another thing is that like that the United Nations team in Africa too. You can go Google it. Vietnamese Vietnamese like soldiers like located in African countries. We follow this just like the United Nations this season. We there, and then we are very famous. Our soldiers are very famous of knowing how to farm. Really good at farming. So we're also famous of like teaching the local people how to farm and how to make better food and how to like build like watering system. Yeah, we like just trying to have African people like a better food security, because that is the thing that we are really good at. Do you think some of the differences people experience in Vietnam has more to do with East versus West, instead of capitalist versus communist? What do I say? Kind of both. It's both in the sense that like yes, East versus West. For example, there are some like very basic differences between the East and the West. For example, in the West, like you eat a meal, and you have your own dish, and then like with the food that you eat from the dish. But in Vietnam, we all share. For example, if we have a big bowl of vegetable, a big bowl of like beef or pork or something like that, and then you have a small bowl with rice like this, and then you will your chopstick, and the whole family eat from the same bowl of food like that to your bowl. You know that already, but like that is a thing when like the difference in culture, something like that. And yesterday the difference between the East and the West, and also at the same time is that let me think about the difference. Like me and EJ, how Vietnamese EJ from the West. So I mean, when EJ went to my family and met my family members, my family members, like, let me see, my aunts like try to mimic his English. Okay, it's kind of funny. It's really funny, but like EJ said, like if he didn't know that they just want to like be friendly to him, then like if he didn't know about that first, the culture first, he would think that they trying to mock his accent or his English, his own language, something like that. It is very different too. And then like yeah, for example, like the video of the black woman living in Vietnam right now, if you watch it, she also talk about like how Vietnamese people tend to like look at her, especially her hair, and want to touch her hair. Now it is considered a very insulting thing in the West if you try to touch other people's hair like that. I understand that totally. But in Vietnam, it's like, I hope you understand this. In Vietnam, in Vietnamese, when those people want to touch her hair like that, it was not because of racism or anything, because we just like curious. Because that our hair is so different. My hair is like silky black like this, totally different than your hair. We just like want to try a different texture. It's something like it's not because of racism or something. It's just from pure curiosity. So like, please, if you go to Vietnam and if people, especially kids, they want to like stare at you or like touch your hair or something, or like just do not think of that is as an insulting way. EJ, he has like blue eyes, very different from Vietnamese people. So, and we are living in an area of like just local people, so kids over there just went nuts whenever EJ walked by. And EJ many times he felt like he was like a monkey in the cage to those kids. So kids like ran out of the streets screaming out hello to him, trying to get his attention and laugh so hard whenever he answered. Now, it is a thing that I hope that you can like, try to be okay with that. But this is kids, they're curious and they just want your attention. And if you can just like smile at them and wave back like that, and they would scream out of happiness. Because it is it. Capitalist versus communist, it is a thing too in Vietnam, because especially if you go to the rural area in Vietnam. The rural area, we are very collective and socialist in a sense that we care for each other a lot and we share everything. For example, my mom has a farm in her house, a garden. So my mom just like allow my neighbors to just go into her house and go to the garden and grab everything they can. She also went to other people's garden and grab vegetables home. That is totally normal. But in the West, you might consider it as trespassing. So, I mean, it's something both. So I hope that if you travel to Vietnam, or if you decided to live in Vietnam, just be like open-minded and just well, as I said, we are not racist against you. We're just curious. Please understand that. They consider outsiders exotic. Exactly, exotic in a sense of like, it's kind of strange, not like exotic in a like kind of ugly way. It's just like, you're strange. Like you have like big nose, blue eyes, colorful hairs. Wow, and you don't speak our language. Nice. We want to see like, like how how does it feel like to talk to you or something like that. Yeah. Is there price control on rent? Sadly, no. There's no price control on rent. But another thing is that like rent in Vietnam is affordable. Totally different from the US. And another thing that we are doing we're doing to help the workers, that Vietnam is building millions of cheap houses for workers in Vietnam. And for example, I went to a house for worker in Vietnam, a building. It's pretty awesome, I gotta say. Usually a normal price for an apartment in Da Nang City is about $50,000 for about 70 square apartment. All right, 70 square meter apartment. But the price for a cheap apartment for workers is about 35,000. So it's like only about 55-60% of the normal price, and that is what we are doing for the workers. And also, like when the workers decided to buy those apartment from the planning of the government like that, they receive a lot of like what do you call, a lot of encouragement and a lot of help from the government. It's just they gave them, the government will give them special loans with like no interest or super low interest, and try to help them to, we're trying our best to to help like workers have our own house in Vietnam. Still a long way to go. Again, Vietnam is still pretty like, the difference is that this, I've been renting house since I was 18 years old. I'm over 30. Usually in Vietnam, because we are collective people, we are naturally socialist. So we love sharing a house, a room, an apartment with other people. For example, when I was living in Hanoi, I lived with 4 other girls, total 5. We rented an apartment, a cute apartment next to a lake in Hanoi. It costs us like $250 a month for that. And each of us 5 girls, so each of us only paid like $100 a month for the house and the electricity bills, water bills, and internet too. So it's really affordable. I was making about $500 a month at that time. So I spent like 20% of my income for my rent. It's about the average of Vietnamese workers. And also at the same time, we do not have the law. We do not have the law about how many people can live in a house. No. It's kind of, I was shocked when EJ told me that in the USA you have something kind of law that like you wow. EJ is here, I guess. Hi.
Hello.
Hey,
Wait.
shit. I guess I have to wear my headphones because I don't want my. Do you have any headphones here?
Yeah, they're in the red camera bag. Full size me. I just wanted to show this for a little bit while you. Can you full screen me? Okay. Hello. I just wanted to interrupt your regularly scheduled broadcast because I'm walking around and I just found this really pretty area in Hoi An. And I thought you'd want to see this. We're walking along the river, basically. This is like a little empty lot, and right beyond it is the river. And it's just like really traditional, central Vietnam landscape. I'm really going off the beaten path here, actually. This is where Google Maps is telling me to go. So, look at this. Someone's like workshop. Bunch of metalworking going on back here.
Yes.
Can you hear me now,
funny.
Luna? Look at this.
Yes,
Google Maps is
yes.
telling me to go down this road to get back to the hotel.
Did you trust her? Did you trust her?
I don't know. I guess I have to. But look, we're right next to, this is like swamp, and there's a river right beyond it.
EJ, you just said broadcast instead of mooncast.
I didn't say breadcast or mooncast. I said neither.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
I said we're at a swamp, and there's a river behind it. So, and this is like a grove? I don't know. But anywhere you go in Vietnam, no matter how far out into the middle of nowhere you get, there will be an advertisement for a beauty spa.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, look at this. I'm like in the middle of. This is right next to Hoi An, by the way. This is right next to a big tourist city. They've got all this, It's just amazing. I just thought y'all would want to see that.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you get back to your political tirade.
God damn it! I don't want political pirate.
Have fun, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. So that was nice break. I'm in Hoi An and Quảng Nam province right now. It used to be one of the most bombed and the most sprayed Asian orange by the USA, but it's really amazing seeing like this province, getting better every day and go hard. It's the first Vietnam. That's how we say it. In English, it's just like combine that into one word. We kind of okay with that. But in Vietnamese, we say the word like Viet and then space and then Nam because there's two different words. Checking the chat right now. Do you have any question? I don't understand your question. Do I have much of Vietnam press? What? I really don't get your question. Can you explain it to me? Oh, that's super sticker. Let me check out. What sticker is that? It's loading. The internet is really low. Certainly. Come on. All right, I'm checking the chat. Isa. Okay, here I saw it. It is a pair doing this. Thank you so much. Yeah. Oh, forgot. Here. Oh, let me check this to see if I don't miss any. Okay. Oh, I knew it. Miro Suffer. Thank you so much for your donation. It's 420. Is it that? Thank you so much. 4 minutes ago. And the message is, will Mama ơi or Papa ơi be on the stream? Your dad seems like he would have some really interesting insights or cool stories. Maybe if I go home. I am actually planning to go back home for a few days this month. So I can actually invite my mom if she's home because my dad he retired and he not just work for fun. He just took a job making a new road, in a mountain area in my hometown, Thanh Hóa. And he's actually not home now. My mom is working as insurance salesperson. So sometimes she mostly not home, but if I go back home and my mom's home, absolutely I invite my mom. She's really sweet. My mom is just so sweet. She couldn't understand English, but she watches every single video that I upload, every single stream of me too. She's probably watching this without understanding it. She just loves seeing her daughter on the video. So my mom probably watching this. And you know what? The funny thing about my mom is that, oh my gosh, I am shy whenever I talk about this. My mom literally showed my videos to her, not just whole village, but to a whole company. Her whole company know about me. And my whole village know what I'm doing now. It's crazy. Oh, yeah. Non-compete, you're right. Women's union, it's very funny. The women's union is very strong in Vietnam. It is a huge union in Vietnam that every single woman over 18-year-old who agree to be a part, to be a union member, will be a member of a union, women's union in Vietnam, and it is one of the biggest social political organization in Vietnam, and it has the women's union in Vietnam has political power. It is a part of our political system. That's how big it is. It is a part of our fatherland front in Vietnam. Like if you want to know about that, go check out my election video. how do elections work in Vietnam? All right. So of course my mom was a member of the women's union in her village, and when I was a kid, I don't even remember how many times I went to the women unions meetings with her. Yeah. And the thing I love the most about that is that at the end of every single meeting, they just had like cakes, candies, fruits. That's why I love going down. I really don't remember what they talk in those meetings. I just sit there, kind of having fun, listening to it, and then wait for the end of the meeting. I can have candies and cakes. Oh, that's a super chat from Go Harma. Do you think South Vietnam was a country? No, it was not a country. No. Do you think South Korea is a country? I don't think so. It's South Korea. Korea is a country, not South or North. The same with South Vietnam was never a country. It always a part of Vietnam. It's just as the North. The North was never a country. It always just a part. Okay. Back to my mom. Talk about my channel everywhere she goes. Mom, I know that you're very proud of me. I know you love me a lot, but maybe it's a little bit too much. That you just show off my videos to every single person that you met. You don't even understand what I'm talking about. I mean, it's very sweet. But Mom, seriously? First last, I really don't care what you think. I really hope, you know what? I really hope that North and South Korea will reunite under a house. Because it should have been a country that the only thing that separated was America. So I would respect the decision if the people in those two countries democratically want to be separated, not by the interventionism and the occupation of the USA. No, that's unfair. Who the fuck is the USA to separate a whole country with millions of people like that? Who the fuck do you think? Okay. And yeah, it's just like I will consider North and South two different countries if people democratically and openly want to be different. But no, the whole situation in North and South Korea and North and South Vietnam was because of the USA and its interventionism. So fuck that. Okay? I really don't give a shit. Shit. American populace said I'm a cultural Marxist. God, I gotta say, I know that this term came from Jordan Peterson, right? Am I right? Jordan Peterson talking about cultural Marxist. What does cultural Marxist mean? I tried so hard to learn that word. Tried so hard to find the meaning on the internet. I haven't found any kind of like definition that most people agree with yet. He. I think culture Marxism might be invented by Nazis. Oh, really? So I was wrong. I thought like Jordan Peterson talked about it. He did talk about it, but he did invent that word. He didn't invent that word. Got it. Okay. Oh yeah, DPRK. Yeah. I mean, I said it so many times already. Say whatever you want about North Korea. At least they are building freaking free houses for a citizen. Home ownership over there is 100%. There's no houselessness. Yeah, damn it. I wish that Vietnam could be like that. It's kind of funny. I mean, of course, every country has its own problems, but if like they just like straight up dismiss like there's no houselessness in North Korea, that's so ridiculous. And that is a thing that the USA should study from. There are 27 empty houses for every single houseless person in the USA. Talk about that, okay? Jordan Peterson sucks. Oh, of course. Absolutely. Jordan fucking Peterson, clean your room. Have you cleaned your room yet? I haven't. I gotta say that I agree with you in the sense that Haki made a very good video about North Korea. I gotta say that, like, we don't know nothing about North Korea because it is comprehensively sanctioned by the USA for decades, and all the information sources that you heard about North Korea are from CIA. So really, seriously, shut the fuck up, especially if you're from the West, especially if you're from the USA. The countries have been sanctioning it for decades. I'm so tired. Vietnam was also used to be under US sanction, comprehensive US sanction, all the way up to early 2000. And Vietnam was also being flooded with anti-Vietnam, anti-communist talking points floating around all over the world, even to this day. That is why me, Luna, exist to debunk those information. Talking about Vietnam, no freedom of speech. Vietnam, no free press. Vietnam, no freedom of religion. Vietnam authoritarian. Vietnam is one of the only 5 totalitarian states in the world, including China, North Korea, Cuba, Laos, Vietnam. Five countries. This is written in the history textbook of the USA. Okay, I'm talking about my own country now. How much of the disinformation, misinformation, and anti-communist propaganda coming from the CIA over there from the West about my own country? Just think about the North Korea, that same amount of disinformation times 100. That's how disinformation you have about North Korea. So I really want to back those people, Westerners, especially people from the Imperial Court, especially from the USA, to shut the fuck up about North Korea because you don't know shit. All the information you know about them is through CIA talking point about like how Kim Jong-un the people of North Korea worship Kim Jong-un as like a saint, a god, and how Kim Jong-un is actually a clone and how like Kim Jong-un executed that member because of very dumb reason. And next week we have another picture of that supposed executed person. And of course, like the press never talk about, actually they spread like fake news and false news. They don't. So I gotta say, shut up. You don't know shit. Just like you don't know shit about your own country. Just how about like to deal to this day? The front page. The fucking front page of Human Rights Watch. When they talk about Vietnam, the short paragraph summarization of Vietnam said there's no freedom of religion in Vietnam. Well, literally, with my own fucking eyes, I saw thousands of churches, pagodas, temples, Hindu temples, churches in Vietnam. But somehow, according to Human Rights Watch, a literally international organization to protect human rights, funded mostly by the State Department of the USA, said that we don't have freedom of religion. Oh yeah, my mom is a Buddhist. Yes. Tell me how that happened. And you know what? Talking about Tet Holiday, okay? So there was a big like ceremony in Vietnam where like the Tet Holiday was a ceremony where we kind of show the respect to agriculture. So on this year's Tet, the Lunar New Year, the the president of Vietnam went to a farm that had that ceremony and tried to plow a piece of farm. He was just like a normal farmer and plowed that piece of farm, okay? And there was one British expert, the British Vietnam expert, especially white, absolutely. He cried out loud about how like Vietnam now worship our prime minister, just like Kim Jong-un. They talk about Vietnam like Kim Jong-un, like we worship our prime minister. Look at this, he's now become like the king to show like the royal like role of Vietnam. This is like literally this communism is when worshiping. So it's like, dude, what you talking about? You're literally from UK, from England, that literally has a royal family who has a literal queen who hasn't died yet somehow. And you talk about the president of Vietnam just joined an agricultural ceremony where he just played as a normal farmer, plowing the farmland. Jesus Christ. Yeah, literally white people cry about that, like, holy shit, this is so horrible, like communists like this. Like, people from the USA where Joe Biden pardoned the turkey. Joe Biden, those people, Joe Biden pardoned Turkey means that like you like be respectful to the culture of indigenous people, means that like you respect indigenous people so much. This is the democracy, freedom, blah blah blah. Or royal family in the UK, religion of the Queen means like, oh, they just don't have any real power. They just all for tourism, we need them. Why in Vietnam? The president of Vietnam just did it. He didn't even play a king or anything. He just played as a normal farmer working on a farm. And that was it. We didn't even worship him. And the guy who played the king in that ceremony was actual 70-year-old farmer who was democratically voted by the villagers of that area to play as the king. This is like, the hypocrisy of people. And based on the fact that it was just the president of Vietnam joining an agricultural ceremony for New Year, playing as a normal farmer plowing the farm. They frame him as emperor. Literally, yeah, he was called the emperor of Vietnam, emperor of communism. Like, now I understand a little bit, to some extent of the how the U.S. the West brass described Kim Jong Un. So seriously, I don't trust at all what the Western media outlets report about North Korea. I just read them for fun, just for a good laugh. And again, I know that my limitation, that I am just a Vietnamese girl born and living in Vietnam. I have never been to North Korea. I do not have a direct source about North Korea except fucking Yeon Mi, the fucking traitor, liar, dipshit. Okay? All right? So I'm shut up about it. I don't write articles about North Korea. I don't make videos about North Korea. I don't say like, oh, this is all true about like Kim Jong Un is actually a clone, or like Kim Jong Un is actually like people worship him, like, because that is the exact same shit that Western media outlets been reporting about Vietnam. I know the medicine. I try to avoid it. All right. And it's the funniest thing, like, people keep believing that like he just like executed his own wife. He executed this general. He executed that guy. Only about a week or a month later, that exact same person that claimed to be executed by Kim Jong Un just like had an open speech with his people, and then Western leftists forever shut up about it. They never said like, oh, sorry, this is a false information, they're still alive. But no, it's just like that never exists. It's just like that they never report that person was executed. Seriously. Yeah, just go watch Hakim's video on North Korea. Like, Hakim got a lot of attack and harassment for making that video, but I think that's really bullshit, because he didn't even defend North Korea whatsoever. The only thing that he did was to point out the ridiculous propaganda and false stories about North Korea. That's it. To raise the awareness of the propaganda that you might face with. Okay? The same point that I'm trying to make. That's why I'm doing it about my own Vietnam. I don't need you to agree with 100% what I'm talking about. No, you don't. I don't want to. We all individuals and we have our own thoughts, and I want you to think for yourself. What I do is I offer you a different perspective from an actual person born and living here, experience the life here. Take it or not. You take my words or not, I don't care. I just want to show you a different perspective of information that you can use it as a counter information to the propaganda you receive in the West. That was it. Oh, you know what? It's that's about 22 minutes until I end my stream, and this is one of my big announcements. Right now, I'm gonna have an after party on just Luna Ơi alone. I'm sending you the link to the channel right now. Okay? The reason why I'm doing this is because, as I announced many times already, all of my live stream are moving to Luna Ơi live channel. Here's Luna Ơi live. Here. Right now, if you're on YouTube, please go to Luna Ơi live, and we're gonna have a very fun after party on this, and I will end the stream on Luna Ơi YouTube channel right now. If you're on Twitch, don't worry, we will stay there. We don't move anywhere. Okay, now everybody, the link is in the chat. So if you want to join the stream, go check it out. And I'm moving now, right now. Bye bye, people on Luna YouTube channel. Bye. All right, folks. This is it. This is us. This is us now. Hi, everybody. Welcome to my after party. Now, what you gonna do? Ask me question. Anything. I'm totally free now. Let's do it. This is sus. Why? Why sus? I'm just moving to a new channel where we would be like having like fun stream like this exclusively for people who because you know my audience possibly love live stream and possibly do not like live stream. And I just want you to like, to have a different channel for all the live streams. So my dream is that in long-term future, all of my streams are going to be just on Luna Live and on my Twitch channel. And that was it. My Luna main channel is just going to be for like scripted videos like that. Okay? Got it? It is a mind control channel. What are you talking about? I'm definitely not trying to control your mind. No, I'm not. You're free. You're a free thinker. You can think for yourself. But seriously, I'm not. The whole point of my channel. Oh. You're non-compete, you're not my mod yet? Let me fix that for you. My husband is not a mod. Wow. My sincere apologize. All right. How do I mod? No, wait a minute. I have to log in Switch account, I think. What account am I now? My husband is not a mod. Wow. No, I don't want. Oh, I'm not. Wait a minute, DJ. I have to switch account to my this one. Hi, come on. The camera is really a bit slow. I'm sorry. Excuse me. YouTube, you're so slow. Oh, okay. All right. Yee. Non-compete. Add mod. Okay. I did add. I'm gonna add some other cameras too and the mods. Well, all right. Hey, za. All right. Everybody, if you have any chat, have a question, ask me. Overthrow Media. Wow, welcome. How are you? I met you as a mod too. Oh, you know what? Oh, fun news. You know that a while ago I had a MOONCAST talking about how the Holy Imperial Duke President Đào Minh Quân, literally the three-stripe reactionary Vietnamese anti-communist organization of Vietnam in California, USA. Last time I checked, they had like a big ceremony in April 29th. So exactly on that April 29th day, I checked because I wanted to watch it live. You know what? They push it back to like June or something like that. Push it back like a month and a half. Now I have two conspiracy theories about this. First, maybe they're really busy that they push it back a month and a half. I'm trying to think of it as a good faith here. Secondly, it is a scam. It is a fucking scam. It is a fucking scam. Because, hi, talking about that,
It's like creepy.
it is a scam that like they just took shitload of money from other people.
Who?
So, Holy Grand Imperial
Oh, the
Duke
Grand
President
Imperial
Dao
Duke,
Ming Quan.
I just was listening to that when I was walking up to the hotel.
Yes, they just push it back a month and a half.
Is that another scam? They just keep pushing that back.
It is a scam that they're gonna keep pushing it back forever, and people is gonna pay more and more money, and that event is never gonna be happen. That is one of my second conspiracy theory. Cake Law, the very famous, hierarchical anarchist who like wanna ban everyone. I made Cake Law shit post mod, and they just announced that they're gonna ban everyone.
Good.
What's up, EJ?
That's the only true anarchist hierarchy-free position is to ban everyone.
Exactly.
That's the only way to avoid all hierarchy on YouTube chat.
What is the best food that people don't try in Vietnam?
Oh, there's a lot.
What?
I would say like just your home cooked food that you make all the time, like the pork,
The bell pork, like crunchy
the stew
bacon
with the
pork
bacon.
stew.
Yeah, well, the pork stew, the crunchy bacon,
Mm.
just home cooked Vietnamese food. Really, you know what I mean? Like you can't really. Sometimes you'll see a restaurant that sells that, but it's pretty rare. Yeah.
Mm. I mean, the only way for you to try those food is go to our house and I cook for you.
Thanh Hoa by me.
Yeah.
Really good. Oh, how do you feel about Kamala Harris's visit? That was a while ago, wasn't
That
it?
was a while ago.
It was so cringe. We have if you're a YouTube member, if you're a member of Luna's channel, right? Or if you're a Patreon or Camaraderie supporter, Luna has a video where she did a parody of Kamala Harris putting flowers on
the monument of
capturing John
capture
McCain.
of John McCain, and acted like it's just the monument of John McCain.
The whole Western press acted like they acted like the monument was to John McCain.
They acted like we love John McCain, we respect him so much, and we build a monument advocate for him.
It's quite funny.
That we literally we commemorate the capture of John McCain.
I escaped from the 8th dimension overthrow media. What are you talking about?
Anonymous donated $4.20.
Heck yeah, that's a
dab with no message. Thank you so much.
We dab for nice number donos and super chats.
$6.90, $4.20,
13.12,
$13.37.
69.
69.
The nicest number.
Uh-huh.
Man, my hair is fucked.
Oh, EJ, this is haven't we talked about this yet? EJ has the exact beauty standard of like over 60-year-old Vietnamese lady.
Yeah, I experienced that when I was out on my walk.
Check this out. This is how 60-year-old Vietnamese lady think of handsomeness. Who this man? He's nobody. He's just tactical white dude. That's it.
Non-binary tactical white dude, though.
Non-binary.
To my credit.
Yeah, non-binary tactical white dude. Yes.
Let's be accurate.
I don't know why, but whenever he made like old lady, old Vietnamese lady.
Oh wait, I gotta show. Luna's been helping me like upgrade my non-binary like street cred though. Hold on, check this shit out. This is awesome.
He's Koga baked.
I am. Cougar bait. You know what a cougar is, Lauren?
No?
It's like a older hot lady.
MILF.
You know, they don't have to be mothers though.
Grandma too.
Yeah, they could be grandma. Wait, hold on. I want to get exactly the configuration I had yesterday.
I'm not seeing other chat messages. I mean, I'm live streaming on both YouTube, Luna Live, and on Twitch, and I'm seeing both. But you already see your
Yeah, you
own
only see if
platform.
you're on. We have the Panopticon. Okay, check this out. Luna's been helping me develop my bracelet game here. So here in Hoi An, there's like lots of you can get these like cool bracelets really cheap. So I got Happy Buddha.
Happy Buddha.
This one's bamboo, and this one's like two dragons,
like rock
with a pearl. So here's the thing. I don't know. I've never worn bracelets my whole life, and I figured, and part of it was because I thought, well, okay. Does anybody care about this? But
this is after party.
I've always had like I have a video on this on my channel at Non-Compete if you're curious about my experience realizing that I'm non-binary, but I've always had social dysphoria. And part of that has manifested like there have always been things that I've wanted to wear and ways that I've wanted to present myself, and I never did because I was afraid people would judge me and think I'm like too girly or too gay because quote unquote, you know, because I grew up. Thanks, Jace's Kitchen. Someone cares. But I grew up like in South Carolina, you know, super conservative, and I like to wear like kind of flamboyant clothes, and people would always, you know, shit on me for doing that. So I kind of like stopped, and but you know, so I always thought it was kind of cool when people like, you know, rock stars, they'll wear like a bunch of bracelets and stuff, and I always thought that'd be kind of cool, but I just was too scared. But Luna's been helping me. She got me this really awesome bracelet. Actually, this is like, what is this made out of? She said, I don't even believe you. She says that this is ruby.
Ruby.
I mean, wouldn't that cost like thousands of dollars?
Ruby. It's Vietnamese ruby.
I feel like, couldn't I buy like a train with this many rubies? Am I wrong? Can you get a cheap ruby?
We have a ruby mines in Vietnam.
That doesn't mean that they're like, I just don't believe it. How do you get a ruby bracelet that we could afford? And yours is made of what? Amethyst?
Yeah, amethyst.
I just don't believe that.
It's very, very rare. Kind of this color, kind of rare.
I know, but okay, but it was not thousands of dollars?
No way. You cannot afford that.
Someone help me understand how that's possible. Anyway.
Dress like Jared Leto. You put it off. Agree.
I have a video where I dressed like, not the Jared Leto Joker, though. The other Joker. I think every white YouTube dude has had a video where we dress like the Joker. It's like trial of passage.
But you look fucking cool with this. Look at this. Like awesome.
Robots with Knives. The best way to support your friends who have, you know, come out as non-binary is just, you know, keep treating them the same. Just, you know, be cool and you respect pronouns. And I personally don't have any pronoun preference, but, you know, other folks do. Just, you know, respect them and don't treat them differently unless there are specific things that they, you know, want or whatever. But, you know, you can make rubies cheap. I know you can't in like Minecraft. I don't know. I don't know shit about rubies. I just never heard of like an affordable ruby.
Amethyst is such a beautiful stone. Yeah,
It is
very beautiful.
It's my birthstone.
Yeah.
How you like them apples? So this is sweet. My mom always wears a amethyst ring for me, and then my brother's. I don't remember my brother's birthstone, but she wears one for him too.
Oh, you got it. Oh, I forgot to tell you this. It's a very important piece of information about the bracelets.
What is it going to give me cancer or something?
Actually,
is it going to like summon?
Why is so cheap? Why is so cheap? I forgot. How the fuck can I forget that? So, the original price is very expensive. Yes. But I got it in a lucky, what do you call it? Like a bead?
Oh, like a raffle.
Raffle, yeah.
You won this?
Yes, I won both of this.
Well, now I got to be even more fucking careful with this thing.
It should have been very expensive, but I won like the raffle, yeah.
Well,
I was very, very lucky that night.
Oh, here's a question for people that know about bracelets, okay? So, okay, who cares? Nobody cares, but I think we're having the after party. Yeah. All bets are off. We can talk about anything we want. Okay, so The bracelet's a little too tight for me. Here, I don't want to distract you with all these other bracelets. Okay, it's a little too tight for me. So I took a piece of like plastic piping and I cut it off and wrapped electrical tape around it as a short-term solution. But is there something I could do? We don't want to cut the string.
Can't.
So like, is there a way that I can add a bead or something? Like, do they have beads that are like two parts that come together or something? I was thinking like if they had that, you could just super glue them together. Anybody know about that? Any bead?
You should
any
buy a bead and cut it in
crafters?
half. Can you buy a bead and
How
cut
the hell am I going to cut a bead in half, Luna? What do I look like, a freaking like artisan over
it?
here?
Like alchemist or something?
Do you think that custom jewelry shop we walk by could do that?
Wait,
Just like add a bead to a bracelet?
I really don't want them to fuck this up. I don't. This is very.
Well, you think that I'm not going to fuck it up, but a professional jeweler can. Oh,
I'm just so afraid.
we'll talk about it. If anybody knows what to do, let me know.
Somebody said like
Oh yeah, you can make artificial ones really cheap. I don't think these are
yeah.
artificial, are they?
I don't think it's artificial. No.
Who knows? Who knows? Nobody knows.
Alcohol recipe book would be epic.
Oh my gosh! I've got this whole thing about Ho Chi Minh because he was a chef. He was a chef on a ship.
Yes.
And I've just always wanted to know like what kind of stuff he would
He
cook.
was like chef assistant, not real chef.
Did you talk about his favorite meal? Is that why they're talking about that?
Barely. Usually like other people talk about his favorite.
No, I'm saying
meal.
in this. Why are they talking about that? Did you talk about it on the stream? Did you bring it up?
No, they just brought it up.
Oh, I can tell you Ho Chi Minh's favorite. Do you want to know Ho Chi Minh's favorite meal? His favorite dish? It's pork stir fried with hot chili peppers. Super, super spicy.
Ho
hot
Chi
chili
Minh
peppers.
loves super extremely spicy food. So, do you like spicy
Robots with
food?
Knives says we should talk to the custom jeweler.
We should.
I think we should too. And I'm going to tell her, she speaks like really good English. I'm going to tell her that you don't trust her. I'm going to say, my wife doesn't trust you. She said you're going to ruin it. I spoke Vietnamese to the lady at the shop today.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
I got to practice for the first time in a long time. We had a long conversation. Bằng tiếng Việt. And she understood me.
Good. Go Harma.
Luna with the punch. Yeah, I don't even think Luna realizes when she punches me anymore. It's like...
Oh yeah, I did punch you. Forgot about
it's like
that.
second nature to her. Bird's eye chilies? How are Thai bird's eye chilies? Oh my God. Thai bird's eye chilies
Never tried.
are probably about as spicy as the ones we have in our neighborhood that make me hiccup.
Oh, really?
So yeah, would you
fucking spicy?
somebody wants to try, I guess, making, so like if somebody wanted to try making Ho Chi Minh's favorite dish, would those peppers be hot enough?
That's
Okay.
it. That is
So
the
Thai
kind.
bird's eye chilies would be hot enough. Yeah.
Stir fried Thai bird eye chili.
Man,
with
I had
sauce.
the spiciest meal I ever ate was in Thailand, and it was this. Was it mango
I
salad
cried,
or
yes.
papaya?
papaya salad.
Oh my God.
I cried.
I love spicy food.
Yeah.
This was way past my limit, and it was like, but it was actually good.
It was so good.
I kept eating it, but it was like I was just like, this is so delicious. It's pretty good. Do they teach you a lot of women's history in school?
Of
Or you have to learn it by yourself?
course.
They do seem to. I mean, there's a lot of women's history like just out on the street because like when you're walking around a city in Vietnam, there will be like monuments to women and plaques talking about women's accomplishments. And I mean, I don't know, but I didn't go to school in Vietnam, but I could say that as far as public education, and if you go to museums, they talk about women's history a
It
lot.
is
too.
like Lao Can Ma is a very famous Chinese kind of hot sauce. Yeah.
Oh, we're doing the thing where we bounce right back and forth between topics again. Okay, just want to make sure that's the vibe. Okay. I don't think Lao Gan Ma is as spicy as
But like eating spicy food is good for your heart, right? Pain.
That's what I've heard. So
Pain.
I don't know. I read a study, and you know how these studies are. You never know what's true or not. But I read a study that said spicy food is good for you. Like chili pepper is good for you, but you have to actually experience the pain to get the health benefit.
Oh.
If you just, because they had like, some people took capsules that just had chili powder in it and they just swallowed it and never felt the spice.
It means like must to your tongue. Your tongue
It's like you
must
have to
feel
have
it.
the endorphin release, I think, is good for your heart. I don't know. Why do I sound like a Sesame Street character when I pretend to cry? I am basically one step away from being a Muppet, I think. Luna has the Muppet face. I have the Muppet voice and personality. What I mean is you have a rubber face.
I do have a rubber face.
Who knows that? If you ever want to have some fun, go watch any random Luna video and just randomly pause it, and she'll always be making a funny face at any point. I know because I edit her videos. Muppet EJ. I mean, that's what Breadville is, really. Every Breadville puppet character is somehow based on me. An aspect of my personality.
We also have our own version of Lakanma.
Well, you do?
Yeah.
What is it?
You know the spice thing you eat in pho restaurant? In
Oh,
Hanoi?
yeah. That's
you're
usually
like,
homemade in Vietnam.
homemade. We don't. Yeah, it's easy. Chili peppers.
Mhm.
You dry them. You cut
Mhm.
them into small pieces, like
Mhm.
grind them,
Mm-hmm.
and then you put a pan full of a lot of hot oil, and then you fry that chili pepper powder with that oil.
So
What is
damn
it?
good. So damn good.
It's fucking spicy though, but it's so damn good, especially with our boon, the soup noodle, you know.
Do we have a video about how we met or just our relationship in general? I mean, we've talked about it on stream a lot.
On
I don't
stream,
think
not videos,
it would be
though.
really kind of cringe to make a video
Yeah,
about
right?
that.
We are not like as like a bunch of other couples on the YouTube just to joke about like,
I don't know about Luna, but I love you. She asked me to marry her. She doesn't want you to know that. But the funny thing is, we can't remember when it happened. I don't even really know if either of us really asked either of us to
it's
get
like a
married.
development.
It just happened.
It
We
just
just woke up
happened.
one morning, we were married. But like how we met each other is just kind of boring. We met on an internet dating site.
Yeah.
Okay, Cupid, right?
Okay, keep it.
And then we went on a date.
Yeah.
And then we went on a second date.
Yeah, and then
And
on
then
the second date, a bird pooped on his.
Yeah, third
sleeves.
date, a bird pooped on me, and that's when
And
she knew I was the one.
The lady laughed so hard. We would just sit on the street, like drink restaurant tea, iced tea, something like that. The bird pooped like bam,
Directly on me, and the lady laughed at me. The
laughed
drink
so
lady
fucking hard. He said like that.
openly.
That a good bless.
Also, Luna bought me cookies on our first date. True story.
Oreo.
She had to get shit ready for a party for her office the next day. So after the date, she was like, such a weird request. She's like, "Can you take me to the grocery store?" And I was like, yeah, man, that's the romance I seek in life. Let's go grocery shopping. So we went to the grocery store. And then I remember the security guard asked me if I thought you were pretty. The parking guy, you know? And then I said yes, and I was real embarrassed.
Yeah,
Because
good
you know,
answer.
you don't want to like talk about how someone's beautiful on their first date, and this
Yeah.
security guard like forced me to. And then she got me cookies, Oreo cookies, and they were like like ice cream flavored.
Yes.
And I ate them. They were real good.
So there.
Oh, and then Luna had we've told this story so many times, so if you've heard it, I'm sorry. But Luna had her hair in these braids,
Oh yeah.
and I was like, I think one of the first things I said to her was like, "Oh, I like your hair," and she went, "Thanks, I did it myself." I thought that was so cute.
I did
like,
it myself.
like I thought she thought maybe I thought she like went to the salon or something. That's so funny. I'm like, I know you did it yourself, but okay.
So there are two things. No, there are three things to have a successful date. First, you buy them cookies. Second, you braid your own hair.
Yeah, that's the best dating advice I think you could probably come up with. Like, if you give your first date, like, you can't go wrong giving someone cookies on a first date.
Yes, you buy them cookies. Second, you braid your own hair. Thirdly, a bird poop on your face.
I would say avoid having a bird
Sleeves.
poop on you. Oh,
No, that's a good bless.
well, okay, speaking of blessing.
This is
then,
how I like braid my
yeah,
hair.
it was like that. It was so cute. One time when I was in South Korea, I was going on a bicycle trip because I used to go bicycling a lot in South Korea. And I was sitting next to a river and I was all alone. And it was like a beautiful scenery because I was like, so imagine this. I'm sitting right next to this bike trail in the middle of nowhere. I'm all alone. Beautiful big trees all around, luscious and green. Before me is a marshland, and then just beyond the marsh is a river, and the river's flowing peacefully. with like golden sunlight reflecting off of it, right?
Mm.
And in the marsh, in the distance, there's marsh on both banks. So in the farthest marsh, I see a huge crane.
Mm.
Crane is like one of the
Pink?
national birds
Or
of.
white?
It was white, and
Oh.
it's one of the national birds of Korea,
Yeah.
and they're massive there. They're
Huge.
huge, and I see it taking off in the marsh.
This.
And these things, I mean, these things are so big. When they take off, it's like watching a jumbo jet take off. Like,
yeah.
and so I'm watching it, and I'm just like, wow, I'm so lucky to be experiencing this right now. I'm surrounded by nature, and I'm watching this magnificent creature taking off, and it starts flying right towards me, and then it fucking shat the biggest shit on my head. Just like a huge plop of like crane poop right on my head. And I was like, I can't believe that just happened. I just sat there for a few seconds with bird poop on my head. Like, did that really just happen? Like,
That's smelly. Lucky for you that bird didn't have a diarrhea.
I know. I don't remember it smelling bad, but I was just like,
It
first
smelled
first
bad.
reaction was like shock and
It must
disbelief.
smell bad.
And then I was just like, well, what do I do about this? And I was like, I hope nobody, like, what if somebody rides their bicycle up right now? And I'm a foreigner. Because when you're a foreigner and you're bicycling around in South Korea, like,
Fucking CIA
everyone wants to
drones.
stop and talk to you.
The
So it'd be
CIA
so
drones.
horrible. The CIA drones.
Birds
Yeah.
are not real. They all drones.
This is before I would have been on the CIA's list, I'm sure. It was long before I started my channel or anything. But imagine if, I mean, like, I was just like, all right, I got to get this bird shit off my head somehow, and I have to do it quick, because
And it's huge.
imagine if, like, some kindly old Korean man comes up and wants to talk to me, which just happens, like, all the time. And he's just like, oh, you have bird shit all over your head. Like, that would be so embarrassing. I'm so glad.
So what did you do?
Sorry, Fammi. I don't know what to tell you. I apologize.
What did you do?
It's the truth, though.
Oh.
What did I do? I think I had to pull a bandana out or something, and
You didn't go to the river and try to wash your hair?
there was a bathroom nearby. There's always a bathroom every like kilometer or so. I ended up going and rinsing it out.
A goose shit on your head.
Oh, Raymond never learned how to ride a bicycle. I just walked past a mother teaching her daughter how to ride a bicycle on the way here. What a weird coincidence that is, huh?
Right?
I was going to tell you about that. It was so cute. There's the mother was like riding the daughter's bicycle, you know, and it was like a kind of a tiny bicycle.
What kind of lucky that you got after getting poop in the head like that? Because birds poop on you is like a sign.
I don't know. I didn't get in a crash that whole trip, so
Oh, good, maybe.
I mean, maybe it protected
And you
me.
got me after that bird. Poop
I've
on
never
your
heard
sleep,
that. If birds pooping on your head is lucky, I'm very lucky. Because birds have pooped on me.
Luck.
I think birds have pooped on me far more than the norm. Like, how many times have you been pooped on in your life?
Nothing. No, none.
I would say most people probably have never gotten pooped on
Yeah.
by a bird, or maybe once. I've gotten pooped on by a bird at least 5 times. I don't know. Do I have like an aura? Do I give off some kind of pheromones or something?
That bird bless you, EJ.
I've been blessed a lot. I got pooped on. I can tell you like every time it's happened almost. It's shocking when it happens. Because it literally comes out of the sky. It's like, you know what I mean? You don't expect to be attacked from that direction in your day-to-day life.
Right.
I got pooped on when I was like 13. I got pooped on, when I was like 8, when I was 13, when I was 19, when I was 20, in my 20s, that time in Korea, and that time with Luna. So that's what? How many times is that? It's like 6 or 7 times.
The fuck is wrong
I've
with
been
you?
pooped on by birds again and again.
There's something very wrong with
Sorry,
you.
Fammi. I apologize. I got plenty of femboy energy. Don't worry.
We overtime.
Oh, wait. Shit. Maga got pooed on by a seagull at the Shamu show at SeaWorld. See, I have stories like that. It's always embarrassing, too.
Oh, where? No,
You
I
missed
lost it. Yeah.
You totally lost it. The Shamu show at SeaWorld. That's your user profile checks out. Your profile avatar.
Yeah, look at that.
All right. Okay, folks.
Okay.
Oh, Fammi is a mass female, and I'm a femboy
Oh.
with an I.
Oh.
We
Nice.
could-
I want to add some moderator before we end.
We'll do that later. We could do that later.
Yeah.
We could do it in the chat later. So.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. 'Cause
let's-
I'm hungry, Luna,
Let's call it a day.
and you have to shoot your video.
Yes, I have to.
Everyone, okay. Here's my plugs because Luna doesn't plug her shit enough. First of all, Luna's going to shoot.
My new earrings. You like it?
All right, bask in the glow of Luna's earrings for a second, and then let me continue with my plug. All right, first of all, Luna is shooting a video today for Means TV. So if you're not already on means.tv, check it out. We are both members there. Non-Compete and Luna Oy are there. I need to upload my latest video to Means TV, Luna. Okay, so anyway, that's plug number 1. Plug number 2 is if you don't already support Luna on Camaraderie or Patreon or as a YouTube channel member, please consider it. Everyone who is supporting us, thank you so much. You keep the channel going. I do this for Luna because she won't do it for herself.
I won't.
Okay. We really appreciate
I'm
you.
just gonna be a beauty here.
Luna does not get ad revenue, believe it or not. The YouTube doesn't really want to fund communist propaganda. So
Fuck YouTube.
So thank you to everybody who supports her. If you want to support her, camaraderie.co is a great place to do it. It's a workers-owned cooperative version of Patreon, basically. I don't like to call it that way, but you can think of it that way. Okay. And then the last thing is we have a new channel called Breadville, youtube.com/Breadville. Luna and I and our buddy Grant and a few other folks, probably BP with Overthrow Media, we're going to be making a lot of comedy content, puppet shows, stuff like that. youtube.com/Breadville. Okay, those are the plugs that I had for today.
Thank you so much, everybody.
And watch The Dialectic tomorrow night at youtube.com/non-compete live.
Yeah.
BP and I will be talking about Elon Musk. And it'll be fun. All right. I'm done plugging. You finish the show, Luna. Oh, shit.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. Oh, no. You clean this up.
I will.
Using that. Bye, everybody. I'm going to have a real quick lunch, and I'm going to go shoot a new video for Means Morning News right now. So I wish that I can stay longer, but I can't. Thank you so much, and see you next week. Bye-bye, family. Y'all like my favorite Vietnamese Conrad.
Oh, don't play favorites, Luna.
Sorry. You are all my favorite.
What if Mastodon hears you say that?
You are all my favorites.
Right,
Sorry.
that's better.
Except some Joes. That's it.
And the Three Stripes.
And Three Stripes. And the Reactionaries. And the Nazis.
Socialists.
And the Pat Sock. Yes.
And the Debate Bros.
And the Debate Bros. Yes. Kind of a lot, huh? So, like, yeah.
Besides those.
Yeah. Bye. Oh, how to end this? I'm such a boomer.
Broadcast.
Oh, yeah. Bye.